Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options and Play video update. So we have made it through most of the week. There's been some choppy action on the indices. There's been some choppy action in individual stocks. It does seem like after a long run, some names are getting a little tired. Doesn't mean things are actually rolling over. What we are starting to see is more of some like sideways digestion, right? And I feel like this is a week where a lot of people have started to think, okay, after the latest run, like we're due for a pullback. Let me start to like look and try to like lean into some things or try to short some things to see if we get a pullback. And I don't think that's a bad idea. Right? Like I definitely think like we could use a pause or a pullback, um, and I think that there's like if we do get some weakness that there could be like a quick little downside move. However, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy to like short stuff because there's a lot of things that are acting very resilient. So up here I have the chart of the Qs, but you could pretty much use this like same pattern on all sorts of different names because for the most part, since the middle of July, a lot of stocks have been riding their 8 EMA. So that's the green line. You can see how well the Qs have held this 8 EMA since they reset it. This move right here was, I believe it was the second session after the CPI. So the CPI was on Wednesday the 13th, and then by the 15th we'd reset the 8 EMA, and then from there we just kept riding it higher, right? So for me, the 8 EMA is the momentum line in the sand. If the 8 EMA is broken, decisively broken, then that's the point where I think we could start to roll. So you could look at a bunch of individual stocks and look at them as kind of like similar ideas, right? Apple. This has been a absolutely massive move, right? But what you'll notice is that throughout the course of this move, what's held, right? The green line, the 8 EMA. So if you think Apple is very extended and you think it's due for a pullback, then for me, the sign is a break of the 8 EMA because that's the momentum line in the sand, right? So if you're looking to short some of these strong stocks, the 8 EMA is the level that I'm focusing on, okay? Now, on the opposite end, we have had some names that have gotten hit on earnings, and there has been like maybe not as many, but definitely a basket of stocks that have acted very weak throughout like the last like 2, 3, 4 weeks, right? So for me, stocks that are underneath all of their moving averages, I feel like those are the ones where yeah they might not break down immediately, but when the market turns lower, these would you would think would be some of the names to turn lower quickest, right? Because they have struggled to bounce in an extremely strong tape, coming off of a lousy quarters and are below moving averages, right? So names like Elucid, right, below all of its moving averages, had a really downbeat quarter when they reported a couple of weeks ago. A name like Match, right, below all of its moving averages, right, had a really lousy quarter a couple of weeks ago. So a name, right, that at this point, I mean, it's closer to its recent low than it is to where it was just a few weeks ago, right? Another one, Teladoc, right? Below all of its moving averages, coming off like a weak quarter just a couple weeks ago. So you have plenty of examples of stocks that are very strong riding the 8 EMA. So you could focus on them when they lose the 8 EMA as possible short setups. And then you got like a basket of stocks that have been weak, coming off weak quarters that are below all of their moving averages, and those are the names that, in my opinion, should turn lower quickest when the market does start to roll over. Okay, so if you're looking on the downside, I feel like there's opportunities, but really what it comes down to is just you got to be patient because momentum is still very strong. The market is still very strong, and until we get some real consistent, steady selling, it could be a battle on the short side. All right, but we'll see. We are due for a pause or a pullback, and after the way this week has played out, maybe they're starting to see some signs that it's coming sooner rather than later. All right. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about swing trading with options, please follow up the link in the description of the video for more information on options and play. Have a great night. Stay well, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.